That's right, ladies and gentlemen. If you guys can hear gunshots, you know what time it is, right? It's time to get our next match started. We got about 26 seconds to go until we dive into our next map, or at least a knife round between Mongolz and TyLoo. You know, I stop and I look back at that first map and I think to myself, possibly the only way that Mongolz could have won that is if they had gotten both knife rounds. I mean, that's kind of, I know it kind of sounds a little bit weak, but by EU standards, I really feel like that's what it takes sometimes. I mean, we saw just how TyLoo managed to bring things back after losing that pistol round. They only needed to regain their posture, regain their stature, rather, is what I meant to say. And they were composed and everything else in between. They knew they were going to win this. They just knew it. But we are back now with map number 2, Mirage. The question is, are we going to see TyLoo take this 2-0, or are we going to see a third and final map after Mongolz win this? I would not be surprised to see either case actually take place. But designer, I believe, is DD. Alopex has a much more intimate relationship with TyLoo than I do. But Mongolz win the knife round, and that being said, they have the right to choose which side they want first. Do they want CT or do they want T? They've opted to stay, coming in from machine gun. Team captain just calls it like that, says, we're staying here. Just like that. And again, another plug-in before we get into the pistol round. I want to remind you all that we have a giveaway going for a USPS Cayman factory new skin giveaway. It is below the stream window. All you have to do is click on the picture of the skin and you will enter your very own chance to enter the drawing. It'll be done in about 6 days, and pay very close attention to your email. Or you can just simply click on the tiny URL that Nightbot is spitting out in chat now. Whoa, this is pretty big underground play coming in from Team TyLoo right now. We're talking... Oh, that frag getting tossed in. That's going to be a finishing blow coming in. I think that was from Designer? Oh. A little bit too late now, but to tell anyway. But it's 3 versus 3. Looking for Designer to find that second frag. Does indeed find a second to his name. And now it's back to 2 versus 3 in favor of the T's. It's going to be Designer getting a third to his name. Can he get the quad is the real question. Well, he won't be denied it. We've got Element rotating now, and I like that move from Fancy. That's so clever. I mean, just listening for the footsteps. Captain Mo's going to get a second to his name, rather, is what's going to happen here. He's going to get a double while Designer settles for the triple. Alright, so Mongolz going into the force buy now. They're going to have 2 CZs and 3 P250s. Respectable choice, really. And it looks like most of those players are going to bomb site B. Almost specifically speaking, the right choice to make. But if they don't make this, they're going to be in a very, very difficult position next round. It looks like TyLoo, for the time being, are just stacking up and getting ready to toss all of those entry utilities. P90 on attacker, though, like if he drops that, the entire team could be in a whole lot of trouble. I mean, just like, how do I put this? Oh, whoa, big, oh my god, the rotate coming in now. Oh, they saw the Molotov coming in. I don't know what this is. Okay. It looks like they could potentially be playing for retake, waiting for the T's to just pour in there, and then well, okay, it looks like maybe they're playing for, I don't know. Trying to play for a strong defense on a bomb site B. This is really confusing. Oh, that's Togu getting the opening frag of the round. That's going to be Captain Mo going down. It's going to be, however, an unidentifiable name at the upper right-hand side of your screen, making a frag with a fragmentation grenade. Fancy's going to get more to his name. And that's basically 1 frag each player split across the board. But of course, attacker gets greedy and it gets a second to his name. So Captain Mo goes down in the exchange, but really, I mean, I don't think Mongolz really got what they paid for that round. They are in a very difficult position right now. USPS is all the way across the board. Maybe they'll do a 5-man rush in one direction. Wouldn't blame that for that decision. looks like that's a big rush coming into bomb site B right now. Oh, man. 3 SMGs coming out from the TyLoo side of things. They stand to make a lot of money with those if they can just get the opening frags. It's going to be Fancy getting 1, 2. Yes, 2. And he is now going to be having a field day going into Marketplace. Captain going to get 1 with that AK while we have Attacker getting another with P90. And Zuckerberg, last man standing. No benefits for staying alive. No benefits, well, I mean, if you could have gotten that frag on a Fancy, you would have at least costed Fancy a little bit more money. But now it looks like Mongolz are going to be making their first rifle buy round. TyLoo, no. I mean, the decision here to hold on to that UMP and P90 is just something that kind of makes me, you know, kind of gawk at their buy a little bit, but at the same time not think that it's entirely awful. Who on earth knows? I mean, maybe Attacker wants to be the entry fragger with that. And besides that, if they can hold on to it for one more round and win this one, then Mongolz are going to be in a eco position next round. But it looks like Zuckerberg is opening things up the right way there. Sorry about that. I wanted to get the HP bars back. Beats starting without X-ray vision, like you'll see at MLG, right? So thus far, with what we can see on the map, big play for B. We do see a little bit of control coming back into mid with Designer getting that opening frag onto Tsogu on behalf of his team. Cabal, he's waiting for someone to overstep their bounds and apartments. He drops down. Attacker probably heard that. Most likely heard that. And a jump here. I think Cabal knows what's up. That's why he's not jumping directly in front of the hallway anymore. And is this a flash or a smoke coming out? 4 versus 4 now. We only have Zuckerberg rotating. He's completely blind there. And he's going to get a refrag after his teammate falls, but he's looking for the second and he can't quite find it. The flank comes in, and in the background we do see, of course, Machine Gun taken down before he has a chance to rotate to the site. 3 players remain for TyLoo. Marginally decent profit coming in for them. What I mean by marginally decent is we're talking about $32.50 for the eliminations, and then on paper, if those are all AK-47 kills that are coming out, you're talking about $300 per kill. It brings it to a grand total of about $17,750. But it was a little bit more than that because we did see a UMP frag come in. And they only had to rebuy for 2 of their players, so it costed them $9,400. But Hacker going in, pistols versus AKs, and we see Cabal, you know, at least trading himself out. Not too terribly bad. Kind of trying to stop that economy from going, but Attacker stopping the retake coming in. I'm not sure if that was an underground entrance coming in or if that was straight up from the apartments, but that's going to be Machine Gun getting 1. Looking for the second, nearly gets it, but 6 HP remains on his target. Second rifle round coming in from Mongolz, and again, they have to make this count, really. They chose to go on the CT side. If they can just, you know, win some rounds, just win this round, for example, go 5-0 in terms of trades, and then just pick up the AK-47s that are on the ground, then you're talking about half the work already being done. But there's a double AWP setup coming in, and maybe that can work to their advantage here. Captain Mo getting ready to toss in that entry smoke in a bomb site A, but it's kind of, oh man. I think it's tugging at the attention of Mongolz right now. Is that really what they're playing for? Yes, it is. They're going mid to A. For a minute, I thought it was going to be a B play, and it looked like for a minute Mongolz are rotating towards bomb site A, but no, I was entirely wrong with that assessment. Here we go. Fancy coming in here. Machine Gun lights 1 up. He's going to get refragged immediately, however. We do now see Captain Mo looking for his. He gets taken down by Zuckerberg. Center mass bullet coming in. 4 versus 3. The hold might be a little bit difficult here, but Fancy does get the refrag on the Zuckerberg. Element coming now from A main. And it's 3 versus 1. Designer's got to hold the fort, and it looks like that's not going to happen. Element turns the corner, lands 1 on the head and 1 to center mass. And now we see Mongolz with a decent win coming out. They're trying to salvage both AWPs, I would imagine, and Tsogu does not. I'm sorry, Cabal there. Oh, never mind. I thought he didn't want an AK-47, but I totally misread that. All right, just wanted to alt-tab, make sure everything is all right on my end. And now we got 1 point on the board for Mongolz, but you can see there's not a lot of money remaining for them. If they lose this round, 1,400 for each of them. Try comparing that to what we have coming from TyLoo. That's going to be punishing. It's going to be savage. Like their economy is going to be absolutely ravaged in that position. And now TyLoo, the pressure, I wouldn't say it's entirely on for them. They could still afford something of a buy next round. Maybe they'd be stuck with a Tech 9 on one of the players. If not, we'd have to see a double buy coming in from one player, dropping an AK for a teammate. And that is going to be 1 for 2 in the exchange in favor of TyLoo for the time being. And the auto director rather, excuse me, is broken, as it likes to look through dead bodies onto people who killed them. Oh boy. Zuckerberg and Cabal kind of divided there by that Molotov. Zuckerberg right in front of that box. You can hear the scope, somebody should, but instead he gets Cabal, stays calm, and we see Attacker taking down Zuckerberg. And that again, like, this is that position I was talking about for Mongolz. You don't want to really be in this position, but it happened anyway. They didn't even make it into an expensive win for TyLoo, so I mean, kind of adding insult to injury, it became a much more economically viable round for TyLoo. And one thing we want to bear in mind was that this was in fact TyLoo's map. They chose this one. The previous map, that is to say Cash, was actually chosen by Mongolz. It's going to be Machine Gun getting the opening frag, immediately backpedaling, can't reload there. And he is taken down from I think that was a carried over spray from Fancy. Yeah, he got 2 targets there. Not too terribly bad. That's going to be Attacker getting 1, 2, looking for the 3rd in the span of 5 seconds, and there will be no such thing happening, but he spots his last target. Looks like he will get it. Basically, that was kind of like, I wouldn't say target practice for our player, but he did manage to get 2 frags in the space of 1 full second. Not too terribly bad. Inhuman reflexes, but 3rd rifle round coming out from Mongolz. They're going to have to make this one count. And it's not as pretty a buy as they would like to have. That double AWP setup doesn't really exist for them, and we must bear in mind that when that double AWP setup came in, that was actually after they had lost about 4-5 rounds in a row. So it costed them a lot of money to do that. It's not going to be easy for them to do something like that again. They're going to have to win a ton of rounds in a row or lose a ton of rounds in a row, and right now we're already on 9 rounds. I don't think they'll have that chance again. Unless they lose this one and then the following one. But 4 versus 5, AKs, well, all the utilities have been tossed out now from TyLoo, so now it turns into an aim battle. Machine Gun revealing his position, firing through smoke. And now Togu, to his aid, has just done the same, very much the same. He does actually make a nice headshot there onto Attacker, who's a little bit overextended. Thought the box would block him, but smoke kind of working against him there just a little bit, if I read that correctly. Milkenberg getting a double kill, and now the retake is becoming very, very real. Firing through on smoke, and Machine Gun, whoa! Very nicely done. And that was, I don't know how else to say it, but that was a sick retake coming in from Mongolz. Very organized. One thing that very much so worked to their advantage was the fact that TyLoo, I think, expended all of their utilities way too early. We saw, just as the bomb was planted, a Molotov was tossed in there where there were no flashbangs remaining on any of the players. And maybe it was just TyLoo jumping the gun, getting a little bit too excited there. So 2nd round on the board for Mongolz. But can they do this again, say 2-3 more times in a row, and put TyLoo on eco? I've seen Mongolz go 7 wins in a row and then drop a map against the team that they actually lost or won 7 rounds in a row against, including the slower pace push coming up now from TyLoo. It looks like it's kind of a little bit more mid to B oriented this time. As you can see, you've got somebody as well as Attacker there kind of stacked up on that, but Machine Gun making the opening frag of the round is kind of shutting down that prospect a little bit. It might be time for them to regroup and consider their decisions, or consider their options rather. Machine Gun getting another one to his name, just again making Genghis Khan proud. Captain Mo heading back towards mid, looking for a third frag for his round. And I mean, third frag for his third frag. What am I talking about? Looking for that opener, that chisel in the armor to dive that sword into. And right now it's looking like a 3-man stack in a bomb site B. Respectable choice, because if you want to talk about it black and white and on paper, you got 2 CTs on A, 2 on B. But hold that thought, they're diving in. That's going to be an opening frag coming in from the TyLoo side of things, and follow-up as well from somebody. Somebody made a double there before he went down, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. And now 17 seconds remain. The plant's got to come in, and Zokenberg's going to deny it. Right, so what I was trying to say there at the last moment was 3 versus 5. The decision they made there was respectable, because if you look at the meta, you're talking about on this map, 2A, 1 mid, 2B for the hold on CT side. And if you've got 3 going into bomb site A or bomb site B, in either case, you're going to be encountering, for sure, 2 players. If you're talking about an apartment entrance, if you're talking about a palace entrance, you're definitely talking about just encountering at most 2 players. If you're going mid to B, however, you're going to have to deal with that opper, and, like, just didn't really happen. And in some ways, you did see that it kind of came into play. It kind of worked out for them a little bit, but then Zokenberg came in from B short and shut the whole thing down. They didn't even get the bomb planted. And if they lose this round, they might be in a, well, maybe not. 2 rounds in a row, 3 at 2,400. Yeah, they should still be able to afford something of a buy. But that Molotov doing a lot of damage. Was that blind fire actually hitting something? Another incendiary coming in here, and Zoku getting 1 spray. Doesn't quite carry it over to that second target and get the frag. It's going to be now somebody looking for another one. Looks like the bomb plant will happen. 2, however, we do see Disney and, I'm sorry, Designer and somebody very low HP, however. And center mass bullets, just 2 at most should be able to get the job done. Zokenberg now going to be, looks like venturing forward a little bit. He sees the AK, lights up his target, gets it. And now that's back to 3 versus 2. Looks like the retake is happening here. It was initially 3 versus 4. Now we're going to see Fancy take one down. Another one in the trade, and there's more than enough time for the defuse now. So congratulations to Zokenberg and Machine Gun for getting that 3rd win in a row on the board for themselves. On top of that, TyLoo managed to get the bomb plant, so they got even more money off the back of that. So you're talking about 3,200 off of losing that. So really not too terribly bad. It's just that TyLoo can't really afford to let this happen too many more times. Mongolz kind of getting their grasp on this half again. But that last round was pretty expensive. You can see here, Zokenberg had 9,000 at the end of that. I think he might have bought 2 weapons, one for himself and one for a teammate. Captain Mo going to be poking towards bomb site A. Again, that control for mid looks like it's going to be the central focus out here from TyLoo. And there's no shame going loud and proud about it. I mean, somebody's hoping to hit someone there, but that was not meant to be... I'm sorry, that was not meant to be a pun of any sort, but somebody was looking to hit Cabal there, really, is what I was looking for, but doesn't quite happen. This is also the same way Mongols play their T side on this map. They just go in loud and proud, trying to spray those angles where they can hit it. And Zokenberg making opening frag of the round, like that's kind of gonna put, I wouldn't say a solid stop on the push, but Captain Mo here. Oh man, I don't know what was happening there. I think he was looking at the legs of Machine Gun, and he was trying to flick towards center mass, and he just couldn't follow it up. But 3 versus 5 now, and Mongolz. I don't think they stand to lose this round before. I've been wrong before, and it's always exciting to see, you know, 3 versus 5, 2 versus 5 even. Ooh, boy, work out in favor of the team that's down in terms of manpower. But Attacker gets a single refrag on the Machine Gun. Triple kills. He carries his team just the way he needs to, and Zokenberg gets another one to his time. TyLoo's already hit their max loss cap. But every round that Mongolz has won to this point in time has been an expensive win. What I mean to say by that is they haven't really been able to bank too terribly much money. As you can see, like 4 rounds in a row. When you're talking about this black and white, if you're winning 2 rounds in a row, and those are like 5-man eliminations, that is to say you still have 5 players remaining on your team, then 2 rounds in a row, you basically make enough money to replace all the weapons that you would lose if you were to suddenly lose a round. That's not the case here. Mongols have, looks like, it's kind of like 2 steps forward and 1 step back for them. Zuckerberg, balls of steel coming in, spraying, and he's got to light up 2 of them! Oh my god! That flank. But he will be shut down after getting a headshot onto attacker. I'm sorry, I mean to say, I should have said testicles of titanium there. Togo's gonna get the finishing blow. Just, you know, there's a part of TyLoo now that might be not too happy with what just happened there. Like, guys, who's watching the rear? But that was definitely something that built the bank of Mongols a little bit more. Looks like TyLoo's a little bit divided on their buy right now, but who would have thought? Like, I mean, the firepower advantage, it's just naturally there for TyLoo, but they're somehow, I don't know. Maybe it's Mongols with their utilities, but somebody gets blind fired on after his, or rather, machine gun gets opened up on after his feet are spotted. Zuckerberg gets a refrag. It's gonna be Element looking for his. Zuckerberg now looking for someone in the smoke. Gonna find one, but he's caught in the open by, looks like, somebody. Sorry, the DouYu TV links in front of their names are a little bit frustrating at some points. Designer gets another frag, and now it's 1 versus 2. And it looks like, maybe, okay. Not gonna be the best buy coming out from Mongols here, but it's very important that they win this round. TyLoo, they don't have the best, actually Mongols have more money than TyLoo right now, but of course, what it takes to reach that full buy status as TyLoo, or rather T-side, is 4,700, and you can see, like, they've had to, you know, cut some corners, and Fancy, he's there in with the Galil now, and 2 flashbangs. We're gonna be seeing machine gun, oh man, is he gonna do it? It's actually something I like to do when I'm playing solo. Oh, well, Designer looking away at the wrong time. He could hear the footsteps. Machine gun should be slowly poking towards that. The push coming in towards bomb site B. He's got to move now, and Cabal, he gets an opening frag there. So too is his captain, but it looks like the manpower advantage is very solidly there for TyLoo right now. They do have somewhat of an HP disadvantage, but now it doesn't matter with a 1v3 on the board. Element is now kind of on the back foot, and TyLoo look like they're stacked to take the last round of the first half, but that's not going to stop Element from at least trying. He's in the smoke now. He's spotted and lit up by Captain Mo, getting his 2nd frag of that round. Whew. Pistol round, very important here. If Mongols want to stay alive and take things into a 3rd map, it starts with the pistol round. If I'm not mistaken, statistically speaking, the Glock is the one pistol with the most kills in the entire game, at least last I checked. I'm sorry, when I say that, I don't mean to say competitively, but it composes the highest number of frags. Of course, we're talking about the bullet advantage there. Firepower advantage, I mean, yeah, the USPS, it's slightly stronger. The P2K, it's slightly stronger. The P2000, stronger. Headshots with a Glock, however, at a long distance will probably put your target down to 15 HP as opposed to, say, a USPS just taking that head off completely and removing you from the round. That's going to be Captain Mo getting the opening frag of the round. TyLoo opening things up right. And now it looks like we're going to be seeing Mongols just kind of slightly stacking on a bomb site B. We do see now Cabal basically regrouping with them. Zuckerberg waiting for the go to be given on that execute. Sogu stopping down a backdoor push. They've been spotted, and the frag goes in. And Designer, again, that's that headshot power that I'm talking about with the Glock. It doesn't actually finish the job, but that's... Oh, man. It's like Cabal, he's in a very, very difficult position right now. And he's going basically in the direction that TyLoo expect him to come from. Isn't quite going to work out in his favor. Yeah, attacker just kind of putting him to sleep there. Didn't feel a thing. Didn't feel a thing there. So now TyLoo in a very solid position. Mongols have to go on to force buy here, anti-eco, whatever have you. And It's going to be mostly Tech 9s, along with armor and utilities. What bomb site are they going to be executing for, however? Majority of the players kind of stacked towards bomb site A. Tech 9 could get the job done, however, as point blank headshot should get the job done. If you guys are just now tuning in, you want a little bit of FYI, maybe tune in to the Reddit post that I made about Mongolz versus TyLoo. I'm not Thorin, I'm not Moses, I'm not some kind of an esports historian expert or whatever in between. But enough about that. Zilkenberg does get traded out for 97 HP on somebody. That's got to count for something. We also see Togu kind of poking up mid there. That's not something... Well, he makes it work. Makes the deagle work, but he's getting flanked by Designer almost immediately. Now we get the push coming in. Ouch. Ouch. And the hold is kind of made here. I mean, it costs TyLoo a little bit much. But overall, they're definitely a superior position over Mongolz right now. So what's the buy coming in from Mongolz? Any upgraded pistols at all? Anything? It looks like we got a single P250 being brought to the fight, and that is the only investment in this round. Wait, second P250 coming in. I don't think I've ever seen a team win in this kind of a position before. So, I mean, Mongolz on this round, it's going to be hard made for them. Captain Mo getting one. He did get dinked in the head there, I think. And he's getting a second as well, and that was just a meat grinder of bullets flying up mid from TyLoo. And Mongolz just got turned into baloney. Really. I mean, the reflexes here, everything else in between is just amazing coming in from TyLoo. We're talking about Captain Mo getting the spot up mid. He says, hey, guys, they're all coming up mid. And then everyone comes in. Boom. Meat grinder. GG. Not a single player falls, although we do see a couple of headshots connect onto the opper from TyLoo. However, it's the first rifle round coming out from the Mongolian Masters, and they're supposed to make it count, really. I mean, this could be their round. And look, Zilkenberg just blind firing through the smoke does manage to take down somebody. However, Designer getting ready to intercept Zilkenberg. He's just got to make one bullet connect with the head, and then that's it. Fun fact of the day, a single bullet to the head of a target with a helmet will do anywhere from 84 to 91 damage, depending on distance and whether or not... Well, not really depending whether or not it penetrated the target. If it penetrates the target, it's like cut in half or 1/4. So attacker waiting for someone to go venturing through the second floor. Rather, I'm sorry, the apartments. In Chinese, we call it second floor, and I get stuck with a ton of people from China and matchmaking. That's going to be attacker getting the opening frag, however. Refrag's coming in from Zilkenberg. 3 versus 3 now. Sorry, well, 3 versus 1 as Captain Mo is the last man standing. He's going to be playing for the retake. His team has money, but he does have an AWP. Smoke on the window. I think he's just looking for exit frags, though. I mean, could wait for that overstep. He's been spotted. He's going to get one while he takes a little bit of a dink to the shoulder. Looks like he's going to try and make that retake happen. He's found another! But Zilkenberg, can he get the ace, or is it going to be Captain Mo with the triple? He's just blind firing through apartments. He's got some idea of where Zilkenberg is, and oh my god! The triple comes in now from the last TyLoo player standing, Captain Mo, and there's got to be a part of Mongolz that are not feeling happy with that round. Definitely. First rifle round of the second half for the Mongolz, and it just, they couldn't make it count. Yeah, they got the bomb planted. It's coming back in for a full buy now, and Cabal, it looks like, you know, he's a bit torn on whether he's going to buy a Galil or if he's going to buy an AK with a decoy or without a decoy and armor, and it looks like he's going for the decoy. I mean, there was kind of a blind shot there coming in from Captain Mo at the end of that last round. What I mean to say is he thought there was a target that he could peek or just pre-fire in the second floor. He didn't really know where Zuckerberg was, and Zuckerberg came so close to getting that ace. He just got shut down by the P250. Zuckerberg does spot a target, however, jumping in front of Van. Conversely, however, that was kind of an expensive win coming in from TyLoo, so if Mongolz can do something here, they probably have something to work with next round. Zuckerberg, 36 HP remaining. Looks like, I don't know what happened there, but typically when you get away in that situation this early in a round, you get blind fired on, whether it's through wooden planks or smoke. So that might have been what happened with him. Again, more blind fire, but checking out the stacks right now, I mean, this is still kind of a flexible play, a flexible round that Mongolz can work with, but maybe not anymore. They've already spotted the operator on TyLoo. Probably want to commit to B. They don't want to go up against Captain Mo there. Maybe. There we go. They're just going for A, but it looks like Captain Mo's shut down. They know where the opera is, so reverse psychology, they take him down. But here we have the flank coming in from Designer. Immediately, they get out of Connector. Might be time for Soga to watch his back. He doesn't quite realize how quickly that rotate came in. Now Attacker, looks like he's found the last target, Element, and it's going to be him taking him down. This round did not go the way Mongolz wanted to, and now it's basically they're trying to dodge overtime now. And really, the only utility they have on them, the only viable utility, they've got 2 decoys and they've got a flashbang. They opted not to purchase helmets this round, and they're going to try and make this round work as best they can. Maybe trying to focus on the aim battles, focus on getting the trades. And now it's a big A stack as they're pouring in. Immediately 1-for-1 is the trade. And, whoa, fancy getting a triple in that. Captain Mo, however, what on earth is this? Where's our auto observer? Why am I following Designer? What the... God. Valve logic. Volvo, please fix the auto observer. Make us follow the bullets that are fired and killing people. Come on. Volvo, please. Volvo, please. So now TyLoo on match point. They've all got weapons. They've all got armor, and that's Mongolz again. Kind of a bare bones AK-47 armor buy coming out. Decoys on 2 players, now only 1. I think they know what kind of position they're in right now, but it's already Togu making an opening frag at mid. Sees another, gets double. He gets ganged up on at mid, however, and we got TyLoo just getting this aggressive kind of playstyle in. Where's the auto observer? Oh, jeez, what on earth? Auto director, please. Last man standing is Element. We're not going to miss any action from now on, guys. Can he clutch it? It'd be nice to see him do it, but... Oh, looks up. Walls him. Gets a headshot. And now he's been spotted, however. And, well, that's not going to be a follow-up. But end score of 6-16. Really, we want to congratulate...